Hello and welcome to today's episode of What Have I Messed Up Now? Today I'm replacing battery terminals on a Ford Edge 3.5 liter V6. This should apply to the Ford Explorers as well. Anything with this V6 should have the same type of battery terminals here. If it looks like this video applies to you. If you can make out that terminal there, that's what the one on a car looks like. So if that's what yours looks like, proceed here. There's the negative terminal. I won't be showing a replacement of the negative today, however. If you look closely, all you have to do is loosen it here, relieve the tension, and then take this one lead off. That's a 10mm nut. Loosen that, and that will come right off, and you put the new one on. That's very, very straightforward. Today I'll be focusing our attention here on the positive terminal. Okay, here's the tools that I have here. This is a set of crimpers for heavy gauge wire. If you need help finding something like this, let me know and I'll try to find something that'll work for you and post it below. This is pretty much just designed for heavy gauge wiring and splices. Do you see those two ears in each portion here? That corresponds to the two ears on the terminal here. I've also got a 10mm on a ratchet. I've got a pair of cutters here. A pretty heavy duty pair. And I have a razor blade. Okay, first thing first, let's go ahead and disconnect this negative battery cable here. Just loosen that all the way and wiggle it off. Got it backed off about that far, that nut. See how loose it is now? In theory now, you should be able to just lift up on it and turn. You might need to turn it. There we go. Get that out of the way. Make sure it's not going to sling back in contact while you're working on the positive. I'll also be cleaning the terminals here today while I'm in here. This is a battery terminal cleaner brush. So at this point I'm going to proceed with removal of the positive battery terminal. Go ahead and loosen all these leads up here. 10mm. Don't lose the nuts. I misled you. You will need a 13mm also for this nut here, as the terminal does not come with this fuse block here. If your fuse block is corroded and damaged, you will need to replace this as well. Okay, you guys, I've got the nuts all taken off, so I'm going to go ahead and start pulling these leads out of the way. Okay, pull the whole fuse block off there. Take that lead off. Okay, here's your fuse block. I thought there was a part number on it, but there's not. I'm surprised that came off. Let me show you what to do if that's stuck on there. This is a battery terminal puller, also known as a wiper arm puller. Turn this all the way out. That is the portion right there in the middle that pulls down, or goes down. Loosen this up. Put it around the terminal. Tighten down on this knob right here until it's snug, and then turn this down in the middle, and that will pull the terminal up. Do I think these little pads are necessary? No. They're supposed to protect against corrosion of the terminals. When your terminals corrode, that means the posts are leaking acid around here. And are these going to protect against that? I don't really think so. I think the acid's going to seep past the little crevices in there and get on your terminals no matter what. It may mitigate and lower down the severity of the corrosion, but I think there's other things you can do, such as putting a spray coating of corrosion protection onto the terminals. Take your new terminal, look at how far down it goes on the pinched area right here. Use that as a reference and cut as close up to that area as you can on here to leave as much cable as you can. I'm gonna need both hands for that. Snip. When you take your old terminal off, go ahead and This appears to just be dirt and debris, but if you have corrosion, you should neutralize the corrosion before spraying and getting rid of it with baking soda and water, or corrosion neutralizing spray for automotive batteries, just before you blow all this off. Oh, that cleaned up quickly. Next, I'm going to go ahead and get some Scotch-Brite pads and clean up all these terminals here. Make sure they're spotless. Yeah, they look pretty good. I slid the red thing off of the cable here. Now I'm going to go ahead with a razor blade and slowly trim away about half an inch or so of this cable down to the bare wire. It's going to take a while. Be patient. As a reference, that's about how much you'll need to take out. Just use that as a reference. Be extremely careful not to cut yourself. So far, I've got some of the convolute tubing off. What I did is I just cut around the perimeter, or I'm sorry, the diameter of down here all the way around in a circle, and then I cut a slit vertically in it so I could just peel it around and pull it off. Now do the same thing for the insulation. Take the red insulation off of this cable here. Just leave the copper wiring showing. Okay, I've got the insulation cut around the perimeter on the about half an inch or 3/4 of an inch down there. And now I pulled it up a little bit also with the cutters, just pulled it up a little. And then now I'm going to cut a vertical line through the insulation so that I can pull it straight off of here. Patience is a virtue. There you go. Get you a better view there. All right, you get the picture. All right, I'm going to just grab the harness with my left hand and twist these wires together to make them a firm, solid piece to slide into the terminal. That ought to be good enough. Make sure you got every little bit of insulation out of the way. You need a good electrical connection. If you have a lot of corrosion in this terminal or this wiring right here, you may need to go further down on the harness. Do make sure that you have enough slack in the harness for the terminal to reach up here. If not, you may need to disconnect some retainers down here to extend the harness up. Maybe relocate it a little bit. Worst case scenario, you need to splice in a little more cable. All right, I've got the terminal here set up in the tool to crimp it. And I'm going to take the tool, slide it down until the wiring shows on top here, and then squeeze. Squeeze these two handles together, and that will smash the terminals together and make a permanent repair. Getting an extra set of hands here, pulling the cable up through the terminals until the wiring shows on top here, and then I'm going to squeeze. All right, I squeezed, and it you heard it click there, and now that's fully depressed in there. Almost looks factory, doesn't it? Good job to you. You can do this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this area up with electrical tape. Oh, don't forget, got to make it pretty. I just did the negative one so far, so... Oh, yeah. Electrical tape. Got it all wrapped up, nice and purdy-like. Don't be like me. I forgot to slide this down first. Before you crimp down, slide this, the cable through this hole where my thumb is right here. So I'm going to have to figure something out here. All right, boys, with the negative cable still disconnected, I'm going to go ahead and sit the positive on here. Fell right on. Good. Just go ahead and start getting things set up here. Sit that on there. Get the 13mm nut hand started, just so this fuse block doesn't fall off. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get the cables on. Just get everything situated for now. I'm going to slide this terminal right here, this cable, through the hole right here where my thumb is, and use that instead of that to hold this. Okay, everything's hand started, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten this down. Do the 13 first because that's just what's on my impact. Okay, switch to a 10 millimeter. This is just an impact driver. You don't need to get these super tight. All right, terminal's tight, 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 and tight. Make sure this is going to swing over utilizing that other cable. All good to go. Slide the negative on. Tighten down this nut. Do be careful not to arc the terminals together if you're using a long wrench on this. Keep your red cover down here. Battery corrosion preventative. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please consider liking and subscribing. Have a great day. Good luck to you.